BTO, you ain't seen nothing yet. One of my greatest mistakes. Song was not supposed to be on the album. I mixed one version to play for my brother because I was teasing him because he stuttered a little bit. And put that song aside. And when the head of our label came in to hear us and hear the album, because he always did that to see what would make it on certain radio formats, we played him the album called Not Fragile, the third BTO album. And he said, pretty good. I like the song Not Fragile. You guys are doing something here. I think we can call it heavy rock. I hear a band like Black Sabbath doing stuff like that. But I don't hear a single for Top 40 radio. And I said, that's it, the album's done. He said, well, I kind of like Roll On Down the Highway, but I really want to hear something that's going to follow Let It Ride and Taking Care of Business. And I said, that's it, the album's done. We had been on the road at that time 93 days. We had 10 days holiday, of which a week was in the studio, and then 3 days to visit the strangers of our life called wife and children, who didn't know who we were, and then back on the road for another 90 days. So let me just put this on. So I stuttered my way through this song. Charlie Fatch took it out and heard it. He was the head of the label, and he said, this is magic. I haven't heard anything like this on the radio. You must put it on the album. I said, you're nuts. The guitars aren't even in tune. I'm stammering and doing bad Van Morrison impressions. I don't know what I'm doing. This isn't even a song. I haven't even written it. I'm just blurting out lyrics. And he said, no, it's charming. I discovered Maggie May for Rod Stewart, and that shouldn't have been a single because it was like 7.5 minutes long. Believe me, this will be a career song. And I said, what does that mean? He said, you'll be singing it every day of your life, and you'll be grateful to sing it every day of your life. That and Taking Care of Business are going to be your songs. So I relented and put it on the album, told him he was wrong. I thought it would never get any airplay. They went to #1 in 22 countries. It was BTO's only single million seller. We sold millions of albums, but this was like a real single. And got covered in maybe 10 or 12 different languages. German, Bavarian, Finland, everybody did this song. It's been covered many times as a dance disco hit. And I'm eternally grateful to this song, You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet, and Taking Care of Business, because it's bought a lot of cornflakes for a lot of kids, and a lot of gas for my cars over the years. And you ain't seen nothing yet. Well, this song reminds me of like when something happens musically that you would call a mistake. It's happening for a reason. Embrace it. If something happens to you, you're going home, you have a flat tire, your shoelace breaks, you trip, you fall down. Everything happens for a reason. Just like somebody's giving you a ride. They're taking you out of the way. And so this took me out of the way as they're taking care of business. It takes you somewhere, you look back on years and go, wow, if I hadn't have done that, or if I would have done this and that, my life would be different. But I really like where I am now with what's going on. And that was a real amazing thing to happen to me, was to pull this out of the trash as a joke and put it on the album and have it be a life-changing moment. Because that album and that single were #1 in the world in, I think, 74 and 75. And before that, I'd done that with the Guess Who with American Woman, never thinking I could ever achieve that again, wanting that to be my goal, but not even knowing how to do that in the first place. Because most bands, all you want to do is make a record, then you want to get it on the radio, then you hope it gets on the charts, then you hope it sells 10 copies, then you hope it sells 1 million copies, and then you hope it gets to #1. There's all these different things that you kind of dream and strive for. But when they happen, they're a total miracle and a blessing, because you don't know what you did to get them there. Just things all line up and suddenly, bam, everything works and you're kind of stunned by it all. That's why a lot of guys get pretty blotted at that, because they try to do it again and they don't know what they did. So it kind of gets confusing. I just realized that it wasn't me. I was on this ride with many other forces guiding it, and it was really a great ride. And if I could go on it again every single night and do this right, because when I play the beginning to this song, or American Woman and Taking Care of Business, there's something that happened when I wrote those songs that when I start to play it again, we as the audience all feel that electrical, magnetic chemistry and energy that's in that song that starts out the song. And it never changes, it never goes away.